Cats can be very difficult to read, can't they? And it's only natural to worry about whether they're okay or whether they're stressed about something. Signs of stress in particular are very difficult to pick up on because they are subtle and cats are not very good at telling us when something's not right. It's up to us to figure out what to look for and to be able to pick up on that stuff. I'm Lucy Hoyle, I'm a cat behaviourist and author of the book Your Cat Wishes You Would Read. And today I'm going to take you through 5 very subtle signs that your cat might be stressed. But a little disclaimer, it can also mean that your cat's poorly because being unwell is stressful. So you would expect these signs to be the same. So don't forget to check out with your lovely vet before you do anything else.
Love you.
The first one is when they hold their tails low or straight. So this is normally combined with a more nervous body posture. So whereas we want to see a confident cat with their tail held up, trotting through the home as if they've not got a care in the world, if your cat is stressed, then you'll see the opposite of this. So they might skulk around, like their tummy will be low to the ground, they might be crouched, and their tail is held straight, or if they're really scared, it will be tucked under their legs. So with this can mean that they're scared of something in their environment and they're sort of hyper vigilant to the things around them. So you might notice they're quite hesitant when they're coming into a different room or moving through their territory. They're looking around and they're hyper vigilant to what's going on around them. It's easy to overlook this and sometimes think that this is just the way that cats walk, but it definitely indicates that something's not right. So have a look in their environment to see if there's something specifically they're worried about or if it's a more general feeling of stress and anxiety. Number 2 is swallowing or nose licking. So this sounds so silly and so small and subtle, but it's a massive indicator that your cat's not happy. And this tends to happen like in the moment. So when they're scared by something there, rather than just like a general feeling of anxiety, like having a bit of a stressed cat. So you'll probably see this when they might be fighting with another cat, or they might be scared by something or someone that's around them at that point. So if someone walks into your home and goes to stroke your cat, and they sort of back away, and you notice that they swallow and do that little nose lick, then you can think, okay, it's not just my cat not being friendly, they're genuinely worried about this person, or they're scared by it. The same if you're wondering whether your cats are playing or fighting, if you're seeing this like swallowing or nose licking from one or both cats, then you can see that it's moved on from play or it started as a fight and it's still a fight and it's not okay. So definitely something to look out for, definitely something to take action. If you see this happening with your cat, then you need to change things up, distract them from what's going on, get rid of that source of stress where you can and help them move through it. The third sign is when your cat has really dilated pupils. So these big black wide eyes, which is very confusing because obviously these change in response to the lighting around them. So last night when my daughter was going to bed, she told me that Sparks had scared eyes because I had told her this and she was worried about him, but it was just because obviously it was dark and he tucked himself under the covers and I had to explain to her there that actually the pupils react to light. So have an awareness of that. But if your cat is doing their day-to-day stuff with big wide pupils and it's daylight and there's nothing really going on around them that would cause the pupils to shrink, then I would just be mindful that something's not right. So when I go to someone's house and I meet their cat, if I notice their pupils are super wide, I know to keep away from that cat because I feel like if I go and get up in their space, stroke them, try to pick them up, not that I do that to be fair, but if one was to try, then they're probably going to get a regressive response or the cat will be super stressed out about something. So be very mindful of your cat's pupils because although they do react to light, this is a big indicator that your cat's not comfortable and is feeling some sort of stress. Number 4 is when cats avoid the litter tray and pee and poo in places where they shouldn't. This one's easy to overlook because it's easy to get cross at them. That's sort of where our mind normally goes first off. Like, why have you done this? The litter tray's right there. Why have you peed on the carpet? So sometimes it's difficult to have an appreciation of actually that cat might not be okay and they're stressed about something. It can be confusing because why would feeling stressed mean your cat wouldn't use the tray? Like, what's the connection there? But in my experience, what it means is your cat's just lost their confidence and is feeling a little bit vulnerable and might not have like the bravery to go and use the tray. So whatever's causing them any stress could vary depending on your cat, your environment, any number of factors. But think of it from your cat's point of view. So for example, if 2 cats aren't getting along in the household, one cat might be reluctant to use the tray because when they go there, they might attract the attention of the other cat while they're digging around in there. They might accidentally cross paths on the way. So it can make them think like, I don't want to do that. I'm worried about that. Do you know what? I'm just going to go and pee behind the door where I won't be noticed and I can just do it all by myself. So it's going to be different for everyone. Have a look at your cat, see what sort of stresses they might be experiencing, Because if you can resolve the stress, then you'll indirectly, as a happy consequence, you will resolve the toileting issues too and get them using the tray again. And lastly, are their sleep habits. So, what you'll notice about cats that are stressed is that when they really want to switch off and have a proper good sleep, they'll take themselves off and to a very safe space. Like non stressed cats will do that as well, but you might find them tucked under the bed in the wardrobe, and that's the only place where they will suddenly switch off to the world and be completely asleep. What you'll notice is when they do like rest out in the open, then they tend to sort of pretend to sleep. So you'll see them just like loaf on the corner of the sofa with their eyes sort of half closed, or they're closed, but you can see the ears moving where they're still aware of their surroundings. They're still sort of vigilant to what's going on around them. So if you're only seeing this sort of pretend sleep out and about and the deep sleep in super safe places, then that can indicate that your cat's stressed. What we want to see instead is times when your cat can be super relaxed out and about. So they're laying there on their back with their tummy exposed, or they're properly curled up in a little pie, totally switched off to everything around them. This indicates that they don't feel vulnerable, they're not worried about what's going on, they trust everyone around them, they trust their environment. And that is an excellent place for your cat to be. So tell me about your cats in the comments and whether you've seen any of these signs of stress before and whether you were able to help them through it back to happy cats again. Don't forget to check with your vet if your cat is showing any of these signs, because your lovely vet will be able to help you. And if not, then Behaviourist on hand to help you there too. If you want to learn more, then you can watch this video, which is 5 signs that your cat sees you as family, which is adorable. And I will catch you next week for another video. Take care. Bye.
Hey. Hello. Hello. Oh, you've been asleep the whole video. You've been asleep the whole video, cutie. Love you. Love you.